Talk to me, Goose. Today we are talking about Top Gun, one of my favorite movies of all time. So, welcome to the second episode of the Filmer Brothers podcast. I'm Loco, Insomnia, and with me,
Hey, I'm Poet.
and let's get this started.
Cool. So Top Gun was also one of my favorites, and it was released in 1986. And that surprisingly, or not so surprisingly, that year had a lot of great movies. Top Gun was the number one grossing movie of that year. So you also had Crocodile Dundee, Karate Kid 2, Aliens, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Stand By Me, Pretty in Pink, Rocky 4, and Short Circuit, Johnny 5.
Yeah, a lot of those movies are one of my favorite movies of all time. Top
That was
15,
uh,
20.
Yeah, exactly. That seemed like a really good year for movies.
And do not forget, it was also the release of Iron Eagle, also out in 1986, which
Oh
actually came
yeah,
out before Top Gun in January. Top Gun came out May in 86.
I never knew that. I never knew that. But yeah, we'll get to Iron Eagle later, I guess. Should we get into the basic plot of the movie? I think let's start with that. What do you
All
think?
right. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so the basic plot of the movie is that Maverick is played by Tom Cruise, and he's a Navy pilot, and his partner is Goose, and basically in the beginning of the movie, Cougar, who's kind of like the top pilot, loses his edge and almost crashes a plane and stuff like that. So the captain decides to send Maverick and Goose to Top Gun, which is the flight training school for all the advanced pilots in the Navy, the top 1%. It's kind of a competition where they all go at it, see who the best is. And as he quite says to them, I can't believe I'm doing this. You two characters are going to Top Gun. And
Yeah,
eventually
and
they go,
Cougar's partner is Merlin, played by Tim Robbins.
oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So basically, it's about how they get on into the school, and the various challenges that Maverick is kind of like an unsafe pilot, kind of like a rebel. His dad was also in the Navy, and Goose is like a family man whose wife is played by Meg Ryan, I think, in one of her first appearances, and he has a kid too. And yeah, they kind of go at it with Iceman, who's kind of like the top pilot in the school and the main challenger to Maverick. And you also have Jester, who's like the second head of and the head guy,
Viper.
Viper, who's kind of overseeing the whole thing. And basically, yeah, it's just there's also a civilian character called Charlotte Blackwood, who's like a female instructor at school, and then she has a romance with Tom Cruise's character,
Codename
uh,
Charlie.
Charlie, right? And yeah, so basically, it's all fun and everything, the romance going, and then unfortunately, near the end of the movie, Goose dies due to a accident, in Maverick's plane when they're doing the ejector seat, and then he has to deal with the death and things like that, and then everyone's sympathetic and stuff. But then he kind of loses edge the way Cougar did at the beginning, and then there's a final showdown where he has to kind of regain his edge and fly with Iceman to fight some real life bad guys in the sky in a kind of epic finale fight. And yeah, they come through and wins everyone's respect, yada yada yada. And yeah, that's pretty much the plot of the movie.
Just want to add that Maverick's dad was also like a disgraced pilot officially in the records. So he's always like flying against a ghost. So a lot of the movie he's just struggling against that. Then later he finds out by Viper, no, his dad was actually a hero. But it's
Yeah,
all classified. So that's kind of what gets his confidence back up once Goose is dead.
pretty much. So yeah, that's the basic plot of the movie. Any thoughts of Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise, one of my favorite actors of all time. This was not even the first movie I watched of his. I think it was The Firm or something like that. But this is my favorite movie of his easily. And I saw this movie as a kid. It didn't really like connect with me, like 10, 11 years old. Like it was just another movie. Like I watched it and I forgot about it completely. I never got the hype around the movie until I was like a late teenager in university. I just decided to watch it one more time, and that's when I got hooked. There came a point where I used to come home every day from university and watch it, the whole movie on VHS on my TV. At least for 3 weeks, every day I would just watch the movie over and over again after university, and I fell in love with it. And then
Yeah, yeah,
that's how I took the name of Maverick when I was like
yeah.
20, 19 years old, and it just stuck with me. That's my alias online. I've been using it. It's all down to that. Yeah, I
God
was
damn
like,
it, Maverick! Engage, engage.
yeah, I was like Tom Cruise. Too many movies to name, but Mission Impossible series, Top Gun, Firm,
Mhm.
Tell Me the Truth, all that stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
a few
uh,
good men, a few good
yeah,
men
Figure
as well.
Man. Yeah, I mean, just too many movies. Like I can't name them all right
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
but
he's got a lot of hit movies, man.
underrated movies too, like Eyed Wide Shut and stuff. So
Yeah, Color of Money with Paul Newman. That was a great movie.
Vanilla Sky, a lot. Yeah, he's done a lot of good action movies, but yeah, a lot of good movies in general as well. So yeah,
Cool. So, yeah, should we get into some of the scenes, maybe, like in the movie itself? Like, what are some of your favorite scenes?
the intro probably with the credits when they're just showing like people setting up the planes and they're flying off, and it
Yeah,
starts off with a Top Gun theme, that
yeah,
famous theme song.
yeah,
And I think my favorite part of that is as soon as you see the jet and you see like the fire come out of the engine, wherever at the back of it when it's blasting, it cuts
yeah, yeah,
to highway to the danger zone, and it just sets the mood of the whole movie. So I like that scene, even though there's no actors in it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
also Tom Cruise's intro line, which is interesting in the whole movie. He's in the plane, and it's "Talk to me, Goose."
yeah. Such a famous line now. People always use it when they're talking to each other.
But it's interesting because yeah, that's the first line, and that's the line he used to get his confidence back up when he's losing it in the actual dogfight near the end when he's holding his dog tags. Every scene with Tom Cruise and Goose, I like Maverick and Goose, like the ones the emotional scenes they have where Goose comes and finds Maverick and tells him, "Look, I got a family, we can't be messing up." And then Maverick is like, "You're the only family I got." And even though he keeps messing up after that, that shows a connection between the two. When Goose's wife comes, even she loves Maverick, so this shows like how tight they are. Like even his wife and kids like love Maverick. Maverick against Iceman, you're
Oh yeah,
unsafe
oh, yeah.
and you're
What did you?
dangerous. That's probably my favorite scene of the movie. That's
Yeah,
right,
I am.
Iceman.
I am unsafe. Ice man.
Yeah, so that scene, and obviously when he regains his confidence in the end and he whoops some ass in
Yeah.
the end, that too.
Wait, wait. Speaking of Iceman, did you find that scene funny when in the beginning they're in the bar and they cut to Iceman? He's wearing his shades, having a drink. Like,
Yeah,
why are you wearing your shades inside, man?
yeah, like I think that was meant to be the intro scene, even though he had a scene before that. But yeah, it looks like an intro scene
Yeah,
where he's like modeling or something for some reason. He's talking to a girl with sunglasses and drinking some whiskey or something.
man. I guess that's what you do. You put your sunglasses on at night
But
and
yeah,
talk to
yeah,
girls.
played by Val Kilmer, who's also another like secret, one of my favorite actors too. I like a few movies that are underrated. But yeah, Val Kilmer is also a likable actor that I was liked.
Yeah, he's good. He had that movie where he was blind. I think I like that one, and then he regains his sight. You remember that one?
Yeah, that's the movie I'm talking about. I really like that movie. I forgot the name, but yeah, I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah,
And Heat, of course, he's in Heat.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, definitely.
There's a few other movies he played. The Doors biography. He played Jim
Yeah, true.
Morrison.
Jim Morrison. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he was a big star, man. Once upon a time,
Batman too. A lot of people make fun of it, but the third Batman movie isn't that bad. If you
which is
just
Batman Forever. Yeah,
yeah, if you disconnect it from the first two, it's a fun action movie. It's a
yeah.
fun
It was fun. It was fun. It wasn't like Batman and Robin, which was crap, but
yeah
Batman Forever was okay. Jim Carrey. It was quite funny.
yeah. Drew Barrymore, small role, Nicole Kidman. So yeah, it was. He played it well. The Val humor. I guess people were just upset it wasn't Michael Keaton and
True, there. True, true, true.
the director and the dark tone. But if you just disconnect it from those movies, it's a pretty good standalone movie. What's your favorite scenes?
I like the Iceman Shades is like a funny one, but I like it when they start singing "You've Lost That Loving Feeling" when Maverick starts singing that, and the old Navy guys join in to Charlie. I like it when they do the fly to the tower and the guy drops his coffee.
What's up,
Every time.
Butch?
So much, yeah, it gets pissed off.
Oh, interesting scene about Charlie when she's in the bar and she's about to have like dinner with that old guy and Maverick's trying to steal her from him.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the real life Viper in real life making a cameo. Viper is based on a real life guy. That's the guy.
Oh, he is. I didn't know
So
that.
he was the yeah, and he helped them make the movie anyway about all the
Oh
flying
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. Oh wow. Okay, so he's like a consultant. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
That's
here's
cool.
a cameo there.
I like it when they use an example in the class of what not to do, and they use Maverick's example, and he gets pissed off and goes off on his bike.
That's funny. That happened to me in information technology in high school.
No way.
The teacher is like, "Oh, look what you did to me," and I got all excited. He's like, "Everybody, come here, come here!" He gathered the whole class to stand behind my desk. He goes, "This is what you're not to do." Shout out to Mr. Hart from Cato High School. Like I was on my ass all 2 years of the school. Then I got emotional when I left too.
Maybe wanted you to do well or something.
Yeah, he was really one of those. I can't believe I'm sending you to Top Gun type of guys.
Oh, yeah. Those hard asses, but really they care about you. Yeah, I like when Maverick and Goose go. I feel the need for speed. But yeah, just Maverick and Goose scenes are probably the best. Just anytime they're interacting.
Let's not forget about the famous scene where Tom Cruise is tidy whitey
Yeah,
and Viper comes to speak to him, and he says the most obvious line: "Goose is dead." Like, yeah, I think he knows. That's why he sat in his underwear.
like he was in the plane. He was in the damn plane. He saw him die. Why are you telling him Goose is dead?
He's obviously not in denial. He can see he's sad. Yeah, it's just one of those. Let's get this hot kid in underwear from the girl scene. So they added that in.
I guess 24-year-old Tom Cruise.
There was
Oh
no
man.
need that he had to be in underwear in that scene at all.
No, but I guess not.
And then yeah, the nice scene is when Iceman has to come and say sorry for Goose,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and he was struggling with it. He doesn't know what to say, so he's always gasping. I'm sorry about Goose. Everybody liked him, something like that.
yeah. I love the tension between Iceman and Maverick too, all throughout the movie. And then in the end, they're basically responsible for each other's lives. I like
Another
that.
yeah, another good scene I liked was Tom Cruise is hitting on Charlie in Sliders. He's listening in for some reason. Crash and burn. Hey Maverick, Slider, you stink. Like that's such an '80s like. People watching it now won't get that, but like that's the type of insult people used to do in the '80s.
Your breath stinks. Those kind of
Yeah.
insults.
That reminds me of the story you once told me where a guy told you, "Go brush your teeth in school." What did you reply?
I said, please go brush your ass. Then he came at me. Then my friends got in the way and stopped him. That's a long story. Let's not get into that. But there was no fight. There was no fight in the end of that.
But yeah, I don't know what makes it a great movie. It's like it's 1 hour and 49 minutes, but I don't think it has any filler scenes. There's a lot of cool action, like in the air jet scenes, the MiG 28s, friendship scenes with Maverick and Goose, love scenes with Maverick and Charlie. Like it had everything: tension, almost fighting with Iceman, the father figure in Viper, the,
Yeah, yeah,
the confident guy who's really insecure. Like it had a lot of underlining themes in there too.
yeah. I think the action was ahead of its time, and really, it's never been done since with the jets, the choreography, and the way they put that together is pretty cool. Still holds up now. Like we both recently saw the movie, and I think the scenes in the air really hold up. The way the planes are flying, the fights, the dog fights at the end, especially, um, really looks cool still.
What do you think about the soundtrack? The soundtrack was the number one seller in the Billboard. I
Oh, it
used to own
was.
the soundtrack. It's a perfect '80s soundtrack if you like '80s pop.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like 80s pop, but I did like Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins, and Take My Breath Away. Of course, everyone knows. That's like typical Loco Insomnia song, isn't it?
Yeah, funny thing about Highway to the Danger Zone, it comes three times in the movie. In the intro, after that jet blast, when Tom Cruise is on his motorbike, racing against that jet when he gets inducted in the Top Gun place after Kruger drops out, and then it comes on one more time when they're in the uh, last trial in the Top Gun thing, where it's the last match, and that's where like Goose died in the end. But yeah, that song comes three times in the movie, so that's my favorite song too. But yeah, Take My Breath Away, good song. It starts when after Charlie reviews Tom Cruise Maverick that he's an unsafe pilot.
Yeah, yeah.
It starts off there, wherever they do their stuff, and that song comes there. Then in the bar, you have that "Lead Me On" song. I like that song too.
Mhm.
And when they're playing volleyball, just playing with the boys. So it's, yeah, I love that soundtrack. I used to hear it over and over again. But
You
yeah,
80s lover.
but even the music is good. Like the whole Top Gun theme, like like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and like yeah, all the like soundtrack, like the music is well placed too. Then obviously like Great Balls of Fire and all that stuff. So
So this basically made the top. This was Tom Cruise's first big lead movie, right? Like, as in really big. I think
all
Risky Business.
Whiskey Dozen was the first one, yeah. But this is what
Yeah,
made him into
s-
from a star to superstar.
yeah, which he still is to today. And I think we should mention Top Gun 2 now. That I don't know when it's coming out because of quarantine stuff, but I believe it's supposed to be out this year in the next few months. Is that right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be out, I think, now in June, I believe, the original date. But I think it's moved to like September, October, but who knows? But yeah, I can't.
Okay,
That's the movie I want to watch the most.
I bet. I bet.
Uh,
Didn't you buy a Top Gun on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray? You bought it in like different formats, right? Like one time.
yeah, I had it on VHS. Then I had a regular DVD. Then I got a Steelcase DVD with extra features. Then I brought the Blu-ray 3D version as well. And then I also had the PSP UMD version, so I can watch it
Oh
to
my
go.
god! So I guess you like the movie then.
Yeah, I used to watch it on my lunch breaks on my PSP in Starbucks.
PSP, ladies and gentlemen, that's PlayStation's handheld failed handheld device, by the way.
PSP was actually a big hit. The Vita
Oh, it
was a
was.
flop. Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
PSP
I
was
for-
a big
yeah,
hit.
yeah, yeah. Sorry, I keep mixing those two. PSP was good. Yeah, yeah.
Every day after in lunch, I used to go to Starbucks and get a frappuccino and watch Top Gun on
Damn
my
it, Maverick.
PSP. Sometimes I didn't even buy anything from Starbucks, and I used to go watch Top Gun in the bottom floor uh,
Oh.
Starbucks. And one of the waitresses saw me in the camera and kicked me out.
Wait, you never told me about this. What?
She's like, "You didn't buy anything. You just sitting here watching a movie." I
God
like.
damn it, Maverick.
I didn't want to get a frappuccino that day, so I just left. Like whatever.
You're unsafe, Maverick. You're unsafe.
I am unsafe, Iceman.
It's funny how you really were like Maverick with taking risks and stuff, and I was more like Iceman, doing by the book kind of stuff, not
I'm,
taking risks.
I'm still like that. I still take a risk.
Yeah, you do. You do. Ah,
So yeah, I think the movie has everything. It's really beautiful example of the '80s too. Just
mm.
the soundtrack really that really brings up the '80s and the action style.
It's the right length too. That's one thing I hate about movies sometimes when they go out so long and just put in filler stuff. But this has no fillers. It's just all action, good scenes. It's fun. You can watch it again, and some good cameos too, like Meg Ryan, Tim Robbins, who would become big stars later on in life, but weren't at that particular time.
Yeah, it's a sign of a great movie when it's 1 hour 49 minutes, but it just feels like you're watching like a 1 hour movie. You don't feel like it's almost 2 hours. You don't feel it at
Yeah.
all.
And a side note, the captain or the general is the principal from Back to the Future, isn't he?
Yeah, a lot of guys that don't know their real names. You got the Back to the Future guy. You got Jester from Total Recall. She got the body that
Yeah, Jester. Yeah, see you at the party, Richter. Yeah, that's him.
That guy's always in these weird movies out of nowhere. Like you just see him all around
Yeah,
nowhere.
he's kind of that hard. I think it's Michael Ironside is his name, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the hard ass in every movie.
He was also in V, the TV series V.
He's a great actor too, by the way. Props to him.
Yeah, he is. He is. He really is.
Yeah, so well, let's talk about Iron Eagle. I seen that movie probably about 10 years ago. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I only heard about that yesterday, man. Like, what do you? I never seen the movie. What do you think of it?
It's not Top Gun, but it was an enjoyable movie. But it's more in your face about where the good guys and bad guys are. One thing I like about Top Gun, they don't tell you where the enemies are from. They don't say they're Arabs. They don't say they're Russian. They don't go into that politics. It's just a good guys versus bad guys. You don't know where the bad guys are from.
Mm.
Iron Eagle is about a pilot who gets like captured. I can't remember exactly, but captured or killed. I think he's captured by the Middle East people, right? And his son, who got rejected from the academy for being unsafe or something like that, takes a jet and goes and rescues him. So that's that movie. But yeah, it's a good watch. You should watch it at least once. But it's more like propaganda
Okay.
in your
Okay.
face, like,
Yeah.
and especially when you're raised in the Middle East, it's kind of like funny. But you get whatever. It's still a fun movie to watch. I think it had like 3, 4 sequels too. It, wa- it was like
Funny.
a major flop in the cinema, but it made 11 million on VHS sales.
Oh
So
wow.
so it was a hit there. So a lot of people think it copied Top Gun, but they both came out at the same time. So who knows? Top Gun probably took longer to film, so they could have found out about the story and made a movie quicker. But who knows? Yeah,
Possibly.
it's
Right.
still a good alternative to watch, I guess, because Top Gun
Yeah.
didn't have any sequel until now.
There's not that many jet pilot movies. I can't think of any others. There were probably others, but none that are good.
Yeah, I can't think of any others as well. You have the Pearl Harbors and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
not really about like how they study and how they go to the academy or anything like that.
No.
But yeah, it's probably my top 5 movie of all time.
Yeah, I don't think it's in my top five, but I like it quite a lot.
There's a lot of undertones to it movie as well. People always make fun of the volleyball scene where they're all shirtless.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff as well, but like who cares, man? Just go with the flow, but it's funny.
Yeah. They're just young guys. They're just like, yeah, let's market these guys as for the girls or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess that's why Iceman is wearing his shades in that scene, opening scene in the bar, trying to look cool. Val Kilmer was cool though. To be fair to him, he did have a look.
Yeah, and yeah. A lot of scenes after the showers and stuff. So, you know,
Yeah.
why they're placed there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Most of their scenes are in the shower, Maverick and Iceman for some
Well,
reason.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. Why always in the show? Like there's other places in the Naval Academy, but no, let's
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 build the
always
sexual tension for some reason.
let's always do it in the shower. Yeah, man. Oh, good.
But yeah, that's probably why I love that movie. It's just everything combined together. Tom Cruise, how much I like him as an actor, the soundtrack. Yeah, just everything. Everyone who played their characters played it perfectly. Like Slider, you hated him.
Yeah.
Iceman was cocky. Like everyone played their character well. Like yeah, you were rooting for Maverick too. Like he was the underdog.
A Wolfman with his one line. Hey, Maverick, quit. That's all. That's his line.
Yeah, he's for some reason just listening in to Iceman talk to
Yeah.
Maverick too for some reason behind the
And
locker.
where was this? Where was the scene that he was listening in?
It's when Iceman comes and says, "I'm sorry about Goose." Everyone liked him.
Yeah, but where is it? Where is it? Where's the location?
Oh,
Of the
let's see. Yeah, was it in the outside where they're wearing clothes or anything? Nope,
No, it
it's in
wasn't
the
in the dining hall. It wasn't in the mess canteen. Where was
locker
it?
room. Locker room again.
Locker room. Maybe it was a budget thing. They just kept using the same locker room.
I don't know why everything has to be the locker room, but yeah, they're wearing clothes this time though. They're both wearing clothes, so yeah,
Oh
it's good.
my god. Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, great movie with great catchphrases, great soundtrack,
No doubt. No doubt.
and a perfect like timestamp of the time it was released. You feel like the '80s too when you watch it.
Yeah, you really do. It gets you back into that mode and nostalgia.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about Top Gun. What about you?
Yeah, me too. Yeah, this was fun, and I guess we should sign off now. What do you think?
Yeah, this is Loco. Thanks for listening.
And this is Poet. This has been the Fillmore Brothers podcast, Top Gun. And if you think this was below the hard deck my ass. We nail that son of a bitch. See you next time. Peace.